点，高一点，太浅了，一人的，一人的，太深了吧？我们是跟坦克打的，要准备好坦克得压上来。上！你这挖啥呢？
报告，五座猎炮临时掩体。
挖大点吧，每门5座猎炮都得3、4个人伺候，你这够吗？
明白了。
Army doesn't have any anti-tank experience at all. Obviously, they've never seen tank groups sprinting before.
They seem to have set their firing points according to the distance of their shooting practices.
Listen, this is our chance. We will bombard the enemy's position on both sides of the highway. Tell Colonel Michael to lead our tank groups to sprint, regardless of the heavy artillery fire he might face. The faster we sprint, the lower the Chinese hit ratio will be. And in one foul swoop, we'll break through the enemy's central position and destroy their base camp.
Yes, sir.
冷冻炮弹力度太小，没让敌人坦克跑那么快。团长，不能在这里等着，去下面打。好，注意安全。
way to destroy a tank in a single night. I'm afraid we lost our chance yesterday.
General, we still have 200 good tanks. Tomorrow, we will break the defense lines.
一略甚忧，破甲阵，智勇将士，朕敌韩。
杨成武的事就跟他打仗一样，直来直去，倒也干净利索。
是啊，我记得3、5年，他是轰四团政委的时候，带着敢死队突破了天险腊子口。16年过去了，我们的猛士们还在朝鲜战场浴血奋战呢。
美帝的秋季攻势彻底失败，恐怕他又想谈判了吧？
是啊，
我们很早就表示，朝鲜问题应当用和平的方法予以解决。现在还是这样，只要美国政府愿意在公平合理的基础上解决问题，不再如过去那样用种种可耻的方法破坏和阻挠谈判的进行，则朝鲜的停战谈判是可能成功的，否则就不可能成功。冯总，毛主席帮你拟好了给李奇微的回信。
可是这个李奇微到现在还没来信呢。啊？
李奇微的夏季攻势和小沙战双双失败，坦克批入战也是把自己给批了，偷鸡不成心理奇，大概率还得回到谈判桌上。
我同意你的这个分析。接下来呀，咱们可就看你们这个谈判的团队了。啊，
有了战场上的胜利，我们的谈判就有底气了。彭总说得好，打的好好打，谈的好好谈，不管美帝选哪条路，咱们都跟他奉陪到底。
对，对。
General.
Yes.
This is a telegram from Joint Chief of Staff, Chairman Bradley.
Read it.
Since the beginning of our summer and fall offensive, Operation Strangle, we've paid enormous price. We suffered huge losses, yet we hardly had any success. If we continue these operations, it would probably take us 20 years to fight our way across the Yalu River. Still, Congress is uneasy with the huge casualty and material loss on the Korean battlefield. Also, there are anti-war protesters back home. Considering the above, while Operation Strangle can continue, ground assaults will temporarily stop. In the meantime, we can consider to restart the negotiation.
Prepare to restart the negotiation.
Yes, sir.
But here's the condition. We'll change the place. We won't do it in Kaesong this time.
Why? Any changes can complicate the matters to restart the negotiation.
Trust me. The Chinese Communist Army will agree.
Yes, sir.
重启谈判的时间定下来了，10月25号，谈判地点改为了板门店。
美国人死要面子，这样显得不那么难堪。无关原则的地方可以通融，改在哪里谈判都一样，谈不赢就打，打不赢就谈。美国人这么想，那我们就照单全收，原样奉陪。
是啊，打了这一仗，可以说我们在谈判桌上的局势，那就更主动了。主席啊，克农同志来电，请示主席赴会后的谈判方向。目前双方仍就军事分界线一事继续僵持着。克农同志的打算是让对方先开口提出他们的折中方案，展开讨论， 如果对方不肯让步，那我们就拿出我们的第二方案即3-8线调整方案，而后再根据谈判的情况，实时提出就地停战的第3方案。
可以啊。敌人战场上的攻势被挫败了，现在是敌方士气愈降，我方士气愈升啊。在谈判桌上保持灵活主动，很有必要。
彭总，当司令回来了。
彭总，哎呦，嗨，看谁呀？这是，哎呀，风尘仆仆啊！哦，老洪回来的蛮快呀。
哟，邓副司令，甘主任走马上任了啊！你这一到位，杜平主任在那边谈判桌上就坐得更稳了。
坐
啊！好，
哎呀，怎么样啊？你的？
哎呀，彭总，别提了，我这肺都快被他们气炸了。
气啥子？你气你这？
哎，你现在不是交差了吗？交了。我从北京一回到开城，马上跟边长武同志做了交接，之后这赶紧跑回来了。来，哦，谢谢。
老边啊，他干过外交，他知道如何收放自如。
谈判，这就是一场艰巨的战斗。要想谈得好，那看我们打得怎么样，打得好，谈得就好。是，
你不要看美帝现在他愿意回到谈判桌上了，今后啊，他还要不断的给我们制造事端的。在这方面呢，我们是要有所准备的。行了，邓华同志，来吧，给咱们详细的介绍一下情况吧。
全都在这儿了。我这次回国去汇报工作的时候，正好赶上毛主席主持召开了中共中央的政治局扩大会议。这次会上有2个重点，一个就是抗美援朝的斗争形势，另外一个就是国内经济工作的形势。现在制定了一个总方针，叫精兵简政，增产节约，以保证抗美援朝战争的胜利和国内物价的稳定，同时以促进国内经济建设发展为重点。我回来的时候，主席亲自把我叫去，对朝鲜战争的形势和志愿军下一步的作战方针做了详细的交代，要我回来转告给大家。
好啊，那我们这几天呢，就召开志愿军党委会。好，邓华，会上就由你详细的转达毛主席的指示精神。
是，司令员同志。
同时啊，根据可能按军事分界线谈判的要求，我们呢在军事斗争方面呢，也要进行呢全面的调整。目前呢，不准备进行大反攻的战役，全军呢都要转入巩固阵地的阶段。但是为了配合谈判，我们的空军呢，第2、第3、第8，还有第10师，配合志愿军50军搜索部队，对鸭绿江口外、朝鲜西海岸的大小岛屿实施由近而远、主导夺取的方针，目的就是为了给谈判提供强有力的支撑。
이번이 전투지역으로 돌아간 영하 장군, 대신 온 변장호 장군이고, 이분은 장핑상 장군 대신 온 정도한 장군입니다.
This is Air Force General Howard Turner, replacing General Craig. This is General Lee Hong-jin, representing South Korea.
将军由代表韩国参加谈判。
저기, 이번에는 군사 분계선에 대한 새로운 제안을 가져왔습니까?
Map. Gentlemen. What we suggest is that the military decarmation take place along the existing battle lines. The biggest change will be here in the west. What we are asking you for is that the lines follow the eastern embankment of the Raisong River north of Kaisong. Now, in the middle, we are willing to give you the area around Kamsong. And then to the east, we are also willing to give you Kusong.
당신들은 두 개의 진지로 개성과 바꾸자는 겁니까?
In exchange for a city of Kaisong.
And in doing so, you can secure your eastern battlefield and your middle battlefield. And for us, we get to secure the safety of the capital city, Seoul.
당신들은 황량한 두 진지로 우리 고도 개성을 바꾸겠다는 게 아니오. 그럼 오늘의 협상은 끝내도 되겠군요.
Sure, we can continue tomorrow.
가자.
규측의 어제 제안은 황당무계하여 논의 않겠습니다. 우리 측 군사 분계성 방안은 임진강 동쪽은 38선 이북으로 하고 규측에서 현재 점령하고 있는 진지 1944km를 포기합니다. 임진강 서쪽은 38선 이남으로 하고 우리 측에서 점령하고 있는 진지 1800km를 포기합니다. 쌍방이 포기한 지역은 비군사구역으로 합니다. 규측은 어떻습니까?
Gentlemen, the size of the area is not the focus of these negotiations. It is Kaesong itself. Kaesong City is an integral part of Seoul, the capital city of Republic of Korea. That is our bottom line. It is not open for negotiation.
“这都好些天了，美国人咬死了，强占开城是他们的底线。现在是僵局难破。
这是李承晚最后的底线了。开城是朝鲜的古都，具有重要的政治意义，也代表着政府的合法性。南北双方都不会放弃。”
那就这么僵持下去啊？
别急嘛，主席反复强调要有耐心。你再好好品味一下总理的那句话：“
行于所当行，止于所不可不止。” 李队长，我明白了，这开城就是我们不可不止的地方。
对，我们绝不能让步，要让他们让步。
李队长，这么有信心啊？
如果是跟李承晚谈判，那我们就会陷入死局。但美国人不是李承晚。 开城对于他们来讲，就是个地名而已。美国人才不会因为李承晚的面子， 扛住不放。再说，我们也没有主张占领开城，这就为我们的谈判留下了回旋空间。我断定，美国人会分清利害关系的，他们一定会让步。
李队长，我真是佩服你啊！在我这儿看到是难题，在你这儿那是一目了然。
关华，你要记住，原则性问题，寸步不让。
是。李队长，李队长，怎么了？李队长，你怎么了？
李队长，李队长，这边救医生！怎么了，李队长？哎，好，队长，倒水，倒水，水，队长。
哎，医生，快！指导员，医生来了，快！给医生拿个凳子，快！快！医生，李队长不要紧吧？李队长，感觉好些了吗？您呐，以后不能这么超过我工作了啊！乔教练，李队长，咱休息一下吧。李队长心脏病越来越严重了，心梗如果大面积发作，吃药也没有用。24小时，随时待命，随叫随到。是。回去吧，没事。李队长，这大夫可说了，让你好好休息。啊，
队长，好点没？快，把整理出来的电报拿来。李队长，我求你了，你好好睡会儿好不好？别啰嗦了，主席和总理都等着呢。快去，快去。先快点睡吧，啊。
Gentlemen, because you are being quite stubborn on the subject of Kaisong, we have decided to make an important concession for you. We will end our military presence in the city.
당신 측 결정을 환영합니다. 하지만 말입니다. 개성의 지배권은 원래 당신 측게 아닙니다.
Never under your control to begin with.
중대 양보란 표현은 아니디요.
Needs to be rephrased.
Whatever. However, we do have a request to make. For the safety of Seoul, Kaesong must be included in the demilitarized zone. This is our bottom line. We think it is quite reasonable that the demarcation boundary will make an international border once we sign the Armistice Treaty.
개성을 비군사구역으로 하는 건 동의할 수 있습니다만
D-zone is acceptable.
분계선은 말입니다.
With regards to the demarcation line.
회담의 목적은 평화입니다.
The goal of negotiation is
더 큰 전쟁을 도발하는 게 아니란 말이오.
to provoke a larger scale war.
당신 측 제안은 분명 쌍방이 회담을 통해 더 큰 전쟁을 발동하려는 것 같소.
To escalate.
우리 측은 이해할 수
Our
없습니다.
side doesn't get it.
우리 측 관점은 군사 분계선은
That the demarcation boundary.
반드시 현재의 접촉선을 기준해야 합니다.
Right now.
이건 우리의 최종 입장입니다.
It's our last stand.
더 이상 양보는 없습니다.
And we will make no compromise whatsoever.
We need to consult with a higher authority. I suggest we adjourn for the day.
主席，哎，克农同志发来电报，传来了好消息呀！哦，美方迫于我方的压力呀，提出了一个与我方条件十分接近的军事分界线方案，只是提出了一个30天的缓冲期。克农同志说，我们需不需要乘胜追击，要求美方将30天的缓冲期压缩到20天。
没有必要，30天就30天吧。我们要沉住气，不应该表示的比敌人更急嘛。我们的态度是，能在30天内达成协议固然好，拖长时间了我们也不怕。他们要打多久，要谈多久，我们都奉为啊。
经过多次唇枪舌剑的斗争，美方同意中朝方面提出的以实际接触线为军事分界线，双方各后撤2公里，以建立非军事区的原则。1951年11月27日，关于军事分界线协议达成。随后，双方参谋人员根据接触线画出非军事区的南北缘。
North Korea can start constructing its infrastructure. But any construction of new airports shall need approval from Washington.
규칙의 의도가 다 보입니다. 이런 조건은 절대 받아들일 수 없습니다.
对于你方肆意干涉朝鲜内政、阻拦朝鲜修建机场的提案，我方完全不能接受。
Such as with the airport.
The North Korean Air Force has been annihilated. There's no independence for something that does not exist.
既然你们认为朝鲜的空军已经被歼灭了，为什么还害怕朝鲜修建机场呢？
Your Air Force will use those airports.
原来是怕我们啊！我再强调一遍，朝鲜修建机场，完全属于他们自己的内政。他们想怎么修就怎么修，他们想让谁用就让谁用，拿到联合国去说，也是最起码的道理。你们阻拦朝鲜修建机场，完全是无理取闹。我方的态度一如既往，免谈。
Then I suggest this meeting be adjourned.
随便。
Whatever.
I suppose we shouldn't be too rigid in our attitude. We should have been more flexible. We've been in a deadlock over the airport issue for such a long time. The Chinese Communist Party has never been tougher in their refusals.
Mr. President, we don't want General Ridgway's tough man attitude to cost us the chance of achieving, finally, peace.
Well, I think we know Ridgway's stance on the airport issue. What are your thoughts?
Well, Mr. President, I think it would be impossible to impose a 10-year restriction on the constructions of airports over there. Therefore, I reckon that we could allow them to rebuild some of the airports.
That sounds like a practical idea. How about you convey that to Ridgway? Gentlemen, next year is an election year, and I don't want the Republicans to take advantage of this war.
We're willing to compromise on the issue of airport reconstructions. We shall grant permission for the restoration of certain civilian airports. These restorations shall not include any extension of the runways. Other than that, we request no other airports be restored or reconstructed.
你们还是没有理解我方的立场。
Still haven't understood our position.
机场问题不是我们跟你们讨价还价。
It's not up for bargaining.
你们必须认清这样一个事实：
You gotta understand this.
即作为独立国家，朝鲜有权建设包括民用机场和军用机场在内的任何设施，你们根本无权加以干涉。
You have no right to interfere.
主权问题不容置喙。
We believe that in this world, there is no such thing as a country with complete sovereignty.
你方持有这样的观点，并不奇怪，
This kind of belief is not strange.
根本暴露了你方意图压制全世界各个丧失主权的国家，并企图称霸世界。但你方理当认识到，这世界还有许多地方的人民会拿起武器，站起来反抗霸权。
Fight against your hegemony.
朝鲜民主主义人民共和国就是一个有代表性的例子。
Perfect example of this.
Recess. There's no more to discuss. The DPRK is not permitted to build any new military airbase. That is our bottom line. We will make no more concessions.
今天是新年，
Today is New Year's Day.
是我们中国、朝鲜还有美国都要共同庆祝的日子。
We all celebrate it.
我们中国有一句成语叫“辞旧迎新”，就是说，以过去的不好的告别，迎接新的美好的事物。我方希望你们能够停止插足我方内政，彼此尊重主权完整。
Show enough respect.
在此，我祝你方一句：新年快乐。
Happy New Year.
跟内战。
彭总啊，看这个坑道公式呢，是我们的样板，请大家来视察验收，看看到底怎么样啊？
有了这个坑道啊，就不怕敌人狂轰乱炸喽。
通风的效果不错，是不是有好几个出口？
彭总，哦，我一看这通道都是纵横相通的，是不是每条通道都能通向阵地吧？
没错，我们的坑道公式啊，是完全和野战公式密切结合，退可守，进可攻。坑顶的厚度呢，可以达到20-30米。我们还有7防：防空、防炮、防毒、防寒、防雨、防火、防潮。
陈哥啊，要是早有这个坑道啊，我们就不至于牺牲那么多战士了。
现在也不晚，现在敌人呢，想攻下我们一山头，那都很难了。
哎呀，
这么多大大小小的坑道，它们都是各有作用吧？
还是甘主任看得真切。坑道工事啊，设施必须齐全。老丁，这边请来。啊，这每个洞啊，都是有用处的。来这边看啊，你看这边，这个是弹药库，我们站的这个地方呢是粮库啊。这边是伙房，这边呢是厕所。
彭总啊，我建议把咱们司令部搬这儿来。
那可不行，毕竟这是前线的。
陈哥，挖这么个洞不容易啊。
是啊，我们的战士们太伟大了，尤其现在冰天雪地，滴水成冰。可是我们战士们呢，没有一天停止挖坑道。现在啊，西起临津江口，东至高城，250公里长的整个战线已经形成了具有20到30公里纵深的坑道工事。
这是个奇迹啊！这可以说呀，这是地下长城啊！有了这个坑道，那就彻底解决了我军呢面对敌人强大火力的防御问题。
是的，如果美帝胆敢进攻，就让他们尝尝铜墙铁壁的滋味。
这美帝啊，是不撞南墙不回头。在板门店谈判那边，这个谢芳同志已经被美帝气得肺都要炸，一心想着要回来跟咱们一块打仗。
哎呀，美帝不知道又在搞什么名堂。
下一步啊，还真得注意啊，他们这个动态了。
Mr. President, this negotiation is going nowhere. I never expected that they would be so sensitive and stubborn on the sovereignty issue. It will only get tougher.
Dean, I don't care how tough it gets. Ridgeway is not to launch any new offenses. That will only get us deeper in the Korean Peninsula.